Hey guys, how's it going? I am super excited to share this next week's forecast with you because Mercury begins its next retrograde cycle. So, this forecast is going to be a little bit longer than my normal 10-minute forecast, so I can talk a little bit about Mercury retrograde, and I also have some cool updates to share at the very end if you want to stick around for that. So, most astrologers probably do not talk about Mercury retrograde with as much excitement as I do, but being someone who was born during Mercury retrograde, I just really believe there's a lot of misconceptions around this cosmic cycle, as well as the opportunity it presents us to rewire and develop our mental faculties. So let's talk about Mercury energy right now in the sky. This last week and carrying on into this week, Mercury is going to be opposing Jupiter, has been and will be between Gemini and Sagittarius in the tropical zodiac. And Jupiter's actually retrograde right now as well. And the sun's actually going to catch up to this position. So the sun's going to catch up to where Mercury is at and begin to oppose Jupiter as well this coming week. On top of this, Mercury and Jupiter are going to be squaring Saturn and Pisces. There has been an expansive mental energy this last week and carrying on into this next week and Mercury retrograde. That is specifically oriented around information and beliefs, and specifically how we make meaning of information in our lives and assimilate beliefs that then move forward to dictate like how we create our lives, right? And this expansive mental energy is kind of coupled with perhaps the experience of confusion, second guessing things, self-doubt, because that kind of happens, right? When we open up our minds and allow new information in, see things in a new way, that tends to come up against our former way of seeing the world and ourselves and what we believe to be true. That can really cause some of this like insecurity and second guessing and confusion. And so that might be something you've experienced recently. And I invite you to really surrender into that process and allow new information to come into your system. And you are primed. We are all primed for this next Mercury retrograde cycle to restructure the way we make meaning from information in our lives. Basically, write new stories, let go of old limiting beliefs, develop your communication. And all of these things really, really support you in creating something new in your life. Dr. Joe Dispenza commonly shares that 80 to 90% of our thoughts today were the same or are the same as yesterday. And what this does is we end up creating the same thing in our lives again and again and again, even though a lot of us might want something different, something new, and something better. Well, that really requires that you change the way you think about the world, what you believe to be true. The stories you tell yourself are actually what limit you in life. And this is really where Saturn and Pisces comes into play in this dynamic. Pisces pulls in this energy of possibility and potential. I want you to think about how much is actually possible for your life. There are so many people living in so many different ways, and all of those people who are really successful, the person who's doing what you want to do, they're all showing you that it's possible. And so are you living the life you truly want to live? Are you living up to your potential through your actions, your responsibilities, your choices? All of these Saturn-esque principles are really here to help you maybe choose a different possibility for your life, which is going to require that you change the beliefs that you have about this world. And Mercury retrograde is here to help you do that. You got to let new information in your your system. You got to question your old way of thinking, your old way of making meaning of the world. For example, if you don't think it's possible to quit your 9-to-5 job, or you believe it's going to be really hard, take a long time, and be terrifying, then these are stories you're telling yourself. These are the beliefs that are then you are moving forward with and constructing your life. When in reality, so many people out there break out of their 9-to-5 job and move into their true passion and purpose. I'm one of them. And these are all examples of how it is possible for you too, but you got to change the way you're thinking. So that is absolutely my biggest recommendation for you, to flow, co-create, and navigate this astrological dynamic taking place right now, to really lean into new information coming into your system. Let that new information come up against your old way of thinking, your old way of doing things, and reconstruct, reassimilate what you believe to be true, what you believe to be possible, and realize and see out in the world how chances are someone's already proven to you that the life you're dreaming about is actually very possible. And if you make the right actions and decisions and choices, you too can live that life. The only other dynamic I'm going to mention right now is actually one I've been talking about for a while, and that's Mars opposing Pluto. This is still happening. There's still an opposition. It's a little bit looser now in terms of like the exactness of the opposition. But this is energy that's been taking place this whole last month and will continue to probably for the next month and a half. And the overall theme, I'm going to bring it back up again, is, are you in control of your emotions, or are your emotions controlling you? How are your emotions and even the expression of your emotions preventing you or inhibiting you or supporting you in achieving the life that you truly desire? If we have, fear is a great example, actually. How many fear-based decisions are you making in your life? And every time you make a decision from a place of fear, you will create from the frequency of fear. And so we need to shift our emotional state into different spaces if we want to create different things in our lives. And that actually really, really takes me into my updates for my business. I have been an astrologer for the last 2.5 years, and I'm still an astrologer, but I'm now actually going by the title of energy coach. I'm an astrologer, but I also work with crystals. And at the core of everything I do, as you can tell with these forecasts, is actually really about the communication and the harmonization of energy fields. That might sound a little weird to you, energy fields, but really when you look at the quantum level of life, the most micro level of our life, everything in reality is a co-creation of energy fields from our solar system, that we are within that energy field experiencing the frequency shifts of the dynamics changing of matter, and to crystals. I also work with crystals, and I'm introducing those into my work now because the energy fields of crystals are very stable and coherent. We can actually work with them consciously, bring them into our field, and create vibrational shifts. So I've updated my services, I've updated my pricing to specifically help people, spiritual people, create heart-aligned vibrational shifts so that when you move in this unified field of frequency, you attract and create what you actually desire. So I have a link to my offerings below, everything from recordings about life to custom crystal healing jewelry to private sessions with me. If you are someone who is feeling stuck in a vibrational way in life, stuck in fear, stuck in anxiety, stuck in frustration, feeling like you're stuck in looking at life and through a specific lens and not creating what you want to create and attract, come see me. Let's work that out. I'm going to use astrology and natal charts to look at energy dynamics, and I'm also going to recommend crystals to help you shift and to help you find a new state of being that maybe you haven't felt before. And that's what's tricky about it, to shift into a new state of being. that you haven't experienced before is hard. And so that's where I really come in, and I can make it easy and quick by presenting you using these tools to dive into your energy field. So I'm still going to be doing weekly forecasts, specifically around how to harmonize, flow, navigate, co-create with the energy dynamics of our solar system. So I'm still doing this. Just wanted to kind of update you on my form, energy coaching is what I do now with these modalities. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear if any of this is happening in your life in terms of opening the mind, questioning your beliefs, really feeling called to take action to create something different. Let me know, share a comment. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next week.